Hey, welcome to Love and Hip Hop Season 11, Episode 16 review, recap, whatever you want to call it. So basically, this is the episode after the first part of the season ended, and this is the restart of Season 11. So basically, we're introduced to Zell and Saucy. First thing first, I'm like, why is Saucy Santana here on Love and Hip Hop? I feel like this is a step down based on his career, and I feel like he shouldn't be on there, but we'll see how his storyline develops. Carly Red and her song, her music, I feel like her music is definitely better. And if you see me looking down, I'm looking down at my notes. I feel like her music is definitely better. I feel like her song that she performed was definitely way better. However, I feel like Carly Red has to come to terms with the fact that Spice has inspired her sound, has inspired her to really dive deeper into music. I think she realized that Spice can do it, and then she's like, oh, well, if Spice can do it, I can do it too. And I feel like that's where that inspiration, that newfound inspiration for music and wanting to perform and do all these different things have come from. Now, Carly Red dating the owner of 1501, I'm like, big bank, okay. Do you think, Carly Red? And I think that too has helped her musically to be more better and stuff like that as an artist. Now, the thing with Carly Red and Spice is that I'm not really feeling with Carly is like Carly last season was begging Spice to be her friend, begging Spice to be her friend, begging Spice to be her friend. When she realizes that Spice doesn't want to be her friend, it's as if she wants to turn the others against Spice. And it's just like, it's like if you can't friend somebody, you want to turn everybody against them. Like, don't do that. Like, if you don't mess with Spice and Spice doesn't mess with you, then keep it like that. Don't try to turn the others against Spice. As it relates to Bambi and Ciara, now this is something that I really wanted to point out. How Bambi, I don't know if she's as true as she is as true of a friend to Ciara as Ciara is true as a friend to her, because in the beginning of the season, Ciara was ready to go to bat. She was ready to fight, to pull up. She was ready to go off for Bambi. And Bambi just not being able to be honest about the Safari situation and saying, hey, yes, she did come to me. We did speak about it. We were hesitant. We were scared to go to Erica. We just didn't know how to break it to her. That's why. So she's not a bad friend. Even just you expressing those words to the public so your friend wouldn't be scrutinized would have been a great gesture, and your friend go through so much more for you. So it's just like, why couldn't you just do that first? So I felt like Bambi was being a bad friend in that moment, and I could see why they aren't really as close. Sorry, I was eating chips as they used to be. Furthermore, if I was Ciara, and if you don't want to stick up for me, this is that person. I'm gonna speak off of the Love and Hip Hop for a little bit. It's me. Like, if you don't speak up for me, you don't stick beside me, you don't F with me that way, then it's big, get out of my face. I don't got time for you, because at the end of the day, like, you could have stuck up for her. And a quick side note, back onto Love and Hip Hop. I love Shekinah being on the show. I feel like Shekinah is stepping into her own personality. She's no longer under someone. Like before on the Tiny and T.I. show, she was on the Tiny. She was on the T.I. Now she's becoming her own individual, and her personality is really, really dope. So I really fuck with Shekinah. And if you hear any noise in the background, I'm sorry about that, guys. Them dolls, though, speaking of Shekinah, did scare me. I'm like, where are you getting these dolls from? And why are you just sewing dolls like that? Like, what you got going on over here? But the exercise in itself was a good exercise, because I understood the psychology behind the exercise. Erica Dixon, I think she's very, very beautiful. You got Scrappy trying to shoot his shot at her. I feel like Erica Dixon is very, very beautiful. And at the end, I love the trauma anger booth camp that Rennie and Spice went to. I think it made me cry a little bit. It made me cry a little bit. And I think it really made me think of Spice and Rennie in a different light, right? Like, they're really trying to improve and not be the angry people we saw them last season to be. But anyway, let's jump into episode 17. Laters.